A room where the television turns on by itself at 4 AM and tries to talk with the person inside. A house disconnected from reality, or even the prospect of death. Welcome to Radar, the dream of a dying person. I'm Sir Chris, I explore the internet and I make videos about it. Our story begins and ends in just one tape, which was recorded on August 26 on the year 2000, after the protagonist experienced something extremely bizarre. And from then on, he starts setting alarms to wake him before 4:15 AM. That same night, we see that his television turns on by itself, even though he has been unplugged since 9 PM. Then, an unknown face appears, which starts to speak with Nathan. Thanks, captions. That when he tells him multiple times to leave, and after doing some questions, he only responds cryptically. But these were not the only encounters he had with the face. The next night, before showing us the recording, he says it was worse than yesterday, and that he will try to ignore the face, which doesn't go well. The face screams again, and ends up showing an unknown video, which makes our protagonist vomit.
Oh God.
With that, on August 28th, Nathan says that something is wrong. He feels sick, he can't remember the days, and he can't destroy the television. On that night, the face begins to call his name, saying that he needs to wake up. Nathan, disturbed, says that he doesn't know what he's trying to tell him, where the face states that eventually he will know, but clearly not that night. And when leaving, Nathan begs him to stay, but to no avail. When the face disappears, a door is unlocked, which the captions say that he didn't open to where he wanted to, like if he was expecting that. And when Nathan opens it, he ends up finding a macabre corridor, with eyes on the walls, and a door at the end of it. But before it gets there, we manage to see a arm coming out of the whole TV, and Nathan is no longer alone. When getting closer to the door, a hidden message appears in the subtitles. After hours of limping, blood running from my open wounds, I found the door. It was just a old mattress. I'm going to die here. Until out of nowhere, the tape starts to rewind itself, where the video from the beginning appears, but now in a totally unknown place. He was now in the red world. When the program starts to crash, he realizes that he is not at home and tries to escape, but notices that he had no hands. As he had no hands, he starts banging against the door, only to break the mirror and fall. I believe this is after the red body catches him. On the August 29, there is no recording, but only messages. The stench of rotting meat in his room was getting worse and worse, and he vomited so much last night that the floor turned red. And on the next night, much of the video had disappeared, in which he shows us the rest. He goes crazy, to the point that he decides to hit his head against the wall, for it to break, until he no longer can. Now, the strangest part. On August 31st, it shows us a normal night between him and his friends, as if nothing had happened. That, through conversations, we can get a little information, like the fact that he smokes, but now what, it still is a mystery. And that he said that he would quit, but quitting was a strong word for him. And for last, a subliminal message from the film.
I see dead people. In your dreams? While you're awake?
When he gets out of the car, it becomes silent, until he realizes that it was all a hallucination. While seeing people floating, he receives a choice: to move forward and be free, or to go back and everything would repeat again. And Nathan opens the door. On the other side of the door was his old house, which was empty and slowly decaying. When he opened the door to his room, we can see that the television was still there, in which they speak once again for the last time before Nathan passes away. And Nathan dies on September 1st, 2009. I know, it's too much to digest in such short time, but let's put the pieces together. Radar is a short analog horror in which Nathan was in a coma, and everything we see were recordings of his memories, being the only normal one, the one on August 31st. In my theory, I feel that Nathan suffered from a car crash that ended up putting him in a coma in a terminal condition, and that world and memories that we see are repeated by Nathan while he was in the hospital, such that it connects with a lot of dream factors. The fact that the TV works without energy, him wanting to escape the room, but he had no hands, him wanting to leave his house, but there was no door, and the fact that he can't destroy the messenger. Now, what might have happened to him? I believe that it was something related to a car crash. That's why when he leaves the car and looks back, the car disappears, because the car never went back to his house. As it also connects with the fact that he was limping and that he had blood coming out of his injuries. And when standing before his supposed front door, the face gives him a choice. For him to simply move forward and die, or to go back and repeat the same memories again. And the face says to Nathan to please make the right choice, since that door is the end of his memories.
For both of our sakes, Nathan, please make the right choice. I can't make you do this.
And the flying bodies want to replicate how many times Nathan and the face had to repeat that same story, where Nathan, quote unquote, finally gives up on repeating the same faith, the same stench, the same pain, and the same movie. And so Nathan opens the door and dies during the coma. So much so that when he opens the door, he sees the memory of heaven. There is no place like home, right? Which was at that exact moment slowly decaying and empty, as he had left a long time ago. The proof that it was heaven is the simple fact that if there is hell, then there is also heaven, which in this case, hell was the real world. When he arrived at his room, the television was still intact, and on it, the face apologizes to Nathan, being his last and only concern if someone will miss him, in which the face promises to him that they will. Nathan thanks him and closes his eyes forever, where he started in the beginning, his room. And Nathan is declared dead on September 1st, 2009.